Before the first breath of morning stirs the air, life is already moving, quietly, purposefully, with a rhythm olden time. The trees do not ask if they are worthy before they grow. The sun does not pause to question its rising. And yet, here we are, souls wrapped in skin, waiting for permission to begin. But work, real work, is not merely labor or toil. It is a sacred expression of being alive, the divine choreography between your hands and heaven's whisper. Every task, no matter how small, is a thread in the great tapestry of existence, woven not by accident, but by design. In the stillness, in the struggle, in the silent moments no one sees, the universe is listening. And so, perhaps the question is not, when will the time be right? But will you meet the moment that is already yours? You were not made to wait. You were made to build, to sow, to rise. So get to work. We all crave meaning. It's hardwired into us. The need to know why we're here, what we're meant to do, how we're supposed to move through this world. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You don't find purpose by sitting on a mountaintop, waiting for lightning to strike. Purpose doesn't arrive as a grand revelation while you're scrolling through your phone, hoping for clarity to magically appear. Purpose isn't passive. It's not something you wait for, something you build. People often think they need clarity before they can begin. That somehow, once they fully understand their mission, then they'll start. But that's backwards. Purpose doesn't precede motion. Motion births purpose. The clarity you're looking for is buried inside the action you're afraid to take. It's not waiting for you in your thoughts. It's hiding in your doing. You want to know who you are? Start moving. You want to know what you're made for? Get to work. Because every step forward, every risk, every stumble, every win, that's how you chisel away at the mystery of who you were created to be. People spend years analyzing, overthinking, waiting for certainty. But the ones who discover their calling, the ones who actually live it, they're the ones who start walking even when the path is unclear. We're obsessed with the idea of finding our purpose, as if it's a single thing, like a treasure chest buried out in the desert. But what if purpose isn't a fixed destination? What if it's not something you find once and for all, but something you create daily, in the grind, in the sacrifice, in the love you give, in the work you show up for even when no one's watching? Think about a sculptor standing before a block of stone. The purpose, the masterpiece, isn't obvious in the beginning. It's revealed chip by chip, cut by cut. That's how your purpose unfolds. Not all at once, not in a flash of light, but slowly, day by day, as you show up, do the work, and keep moving forward. So maybe your job right now doesn't feel like a calling. Maybe your season feels mundane. But don't discount it. Don't dismiss the motion you're in, just because it doesn't look dramatic or world-changing. Sometimes the most ordinary movements are laying the foundation for an extraordinary purpose. And when you commit to being fully present in this season, in this job, in this relationship, you begin aligning with something greater than you can see right now. But you've got to start. You've got to get up, show up, and put your hands to something. Stop waiting to feel qualified. Stop waiting for the passion to show up first. Passion isn't something you find. It's something that finds you while you're doing the work. You don't wait until you're confident to take action. Confidence comes from action. Think about a seed. It's planted in darkness. There's no sign of what it will become, just a small hidden beginning. But it pushes through the soil, little by little. It grows into something far beyond what it could imagine. But it had to move. It had to break through. You're no different. Your movement may be small at first, may feel awkward, may feel slow, but it's sacred. It's how everything begins. Some of you are stuck because you think you need to know the entire staircase before you take the first step, but that's not how it works. Purpose is discovered in real time, not in theory. It's found in the courage to start, in the humility to fail, and in the grit to keep going. You're not supposed to have it all figured out. You're just supposed to begin. There's no guarantee the first thing you try will be the right thing. But movement creates momentum, and momentum creates clarity. Every door you walk through leads to another door. Every conversation leads to another idea. Every moment of service opens your heart wider. You learn, you adapt, you evolve. And somewhere along that journey, you realize this is the path. This is the purpose. You just had to move to find it. The power isn't in having the perfect plan. It's in having the courage to take imperfect steps. And the beauty is every step counts. Every time you show up with intention, even if you don't feel ready, even if you're scared, even if you're unsure, you're building something eternal. You're shaping a life that means something. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't sit around waiting for someone else to give you permission. You already have it. The time is now. The work is sacred. And the purpose, it's waiting to be revealed in the movement you choose today. Get to work and let your purpose find you. Absolutely. Here's an 800-word expansion of key point 2. A discipline is the bridge between vision and reality. Written in a conversational tone and delivered in the energetic, impactful style of Tony Robbins. We all have dreams. That fire in your gut, that vision of what your life could be. Maybe it's building a business, restoring your health, saving your marriage, or stepping into the life you know deep down you were meant to live. Vision is real. That hunger matters. But let me tell you something, without discipline, it stays a fantasy. A nice idea. A daydream that fades when life gets inconvenient. Discipline is the bridge between the life you imagine and the life you actually live. You don't build greatness in spurts of motivation. You build it in the grind. In the quiet mornings when no one's watching. In the small choices that seem insignificant, but over time, compound into transformation. Discipline isn't sexy. It's not always exciting. But it's the thread that weaves every success story together. You see, people think success is about intensity, but that's not the whole truth. Success isn't just about going hard one day. It's about staying consistent every day. Anybody can get hyped up for a moment. Anyone can go all in for a week. But what separates the dreamers from the doers is discipline. The doers show up whether they feel like it or not. They understand that the work is sacred and repetition is the path to mastery. You want to change your body? It's not one epic workout. It's showing up day after day when you're tired, when you're busy, when the results haven't shown up yet. You want to write that book? It's not waiting for inspiration. It's sitting down to write even when your ideas feel flat. You want a powerful relationship. It's not grand gestures once in a while. It's showing up with love, patience, and intentionality every single day. Discipline is about honoring the commitment after the emotion is past. You won't always feel inspired. You won't always be in the mood. But discipline steps in when emotion steps out. Discipline says, I do the work anyway. And here's the truth most people miss. Discipline isn't punishment. It's freedom. Real freedom. The freedom to become who you were born to be. The freedom to wake up every morning knowing you're in alignment with your values. Because when you live with discipline, your confidence explodes. You don't second guess yourself, you don't live in regret. You know you're doing what needs to be done, and that creates a deep, unshakable sense of power. You want to trust yourself? Start keeping the promises you make to yourself. That's what discipline is. It's self-respect in action. It's saying, I'm worth showing up for. And the more you follow through, the more powerful you become. Not because everything around you is easy, but because you've trained yourself to rise no matter what. But let's be real. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's built. It's trained like a muscle. And the good news is it doesn't take giant leaps to grow it. You start small, you stay consistent, you build momentum. And before you know it, the thing that felt impossible is now your new normal. You want a better life, make better habits. You want transformation? Build systems that support your future, not your comfort. You'll never rise to the level of your potential. You'll fall to the level of your standards. Discipline is what raises those standards. It's what raises you. And listen, you're not always going to feel ready. You're not always going to feel strong, but you don't need to. You just need to take the next step. One rep, one choice, one day at a time. That's how greatness is built. Not in hype, not in noise, but in quiet, relentless commitment. So if you're waiting for the perfect conditions, stop. If you're waiting to feel ready, stop. Start now. Start small, but start. And keep showing up. Keep building. Keep moving. The world doesn't need more dreamers. It needs more finishers or built through discipline. When the vision gets hard, when the motivation fades, when the results are taking longer than you hoped, discipline is the thing that carries you. It's not about how fast you go. It's about not quitting. It's about staying faithful to the work even when it's hard, even when it's quiet, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because every time you choose discipline, you're voting for the future you want. You're reinforcing your identity. You're building something no one can take from you, your character. So today, stop relying on how you feel. Start relying on who you're becoming. Let discipline become your rhythm, your compass, your commitment to the future that's calling your name. And when you look back, you won't remember every single step, but you will remember that you never stopped taking them. The bridge is in front of you. Walk it, brick by brick, day by day, and watch your vision become reality. Absolutely. Here's an 800-word expansion of key point 3. A consistency beats intensity, written in a compelling, high-energy Tony Robbins-style tone, designed to motivate and seamlessly fit into the rhythm of your larger speech. You want to change your life? It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about showing up, especially when you don't feel like it. That's where the growth happens. That's where the breakthroughs are born, when you show up for yourself, not once, but over and over again. Consistency is trust. You build trust with others by being there, right? Same thing with yourself. You show yourself that you can be relied on, that your word matters, that when you say, I'm going to do it, you follow through. Every time you do that, you build integrity, and with that integrity comes power. Look around at the people who are living the kind of life you admire. The healthy, the successful, the fulfilled. They didn't get there by accident. They didn't just to get lucky. They got there because they made a decision. And then they kept showing up for that decision, not for a week, not for a month. Every single day while others were looking for hacks or shortcuts, they were showing up, doing the work, laying the bricks. Let me ask you something. What if you stopped chasing the next big move and just focused on making the right move every day? What if instead of obsessing over how fast you're growing, you started celebrating the fact that you are growing, that you're moving, that you're not who you used to be, that you're on your way? Because here's the truth. Small things done consistently create big results. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to know it all. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. You just need to take the next step, then the next, then the next. Stack those steps, stack those wins, stack that belief in yourself, and watch what happens. But let me be real with you. It's not always going to be exciting. Some days will feel boring. Some days will feel slow. Some days you'll wonder, is this even working? And that's when you need to keep going, because that's when most people quit. But not you. Not anymore. You're not here to dabble. You're not here to play small. You're here to master something. You're here to evolve, to lead, to become the version of you that doesn't just dream, but delivers. Consistency isn't glamorous, but it's powerful. It's what builds empires. It's what raises great families. It's what creates freedom. And the beautiful thing is, it's in your control. You don't need permission to be consistent. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need motivation to knock on your door. You just need a decision and the courage to stick with it. So here's your invitation. Not to go out and do something massive, but to do something meaningful every day, to move the needle, to keep the promise, to show up for the life you say you want. It might not be flashy, it might not make headlines, but I promise you, it works. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to do something, then do it again tomorrow, then again the next day. Stack that effort, build that muscle. That's how you become unstoppable. Because in the end, it's not what you do once in a while that shapes your destiny. It's what you do consistently. And when you get that, when you start living it, Not just knowing it, you stop wondering when things will change and start realizing you are the change. Absolutely. Here's a 700-word expansion of key point 4. A discipline is the bridge between goals and results, written in a high-energy, empowering style that flows naturally within your overall speech and channels Tony Robbins' voice. You ever wonder why so many people set goals, dream big, talk about what they're gonna do, and yet, year after year, nothing changes? It's not because they didn't want it bad enough. It's not because they weren't capable. It's because they lack the one thing that transforms intention into reality. Discipline is that quiet force. It doesn't shout. It doesn't need attention. But it shows up when motivation is gone, when the fire fizzles out, when the dream is still there, but the road ahead looks long, uncertain, maybe even a little lonely. That's when discipline whispers, "Let's go anyway." See, you can have the most incredible goals in the world. You can visualize them, affirm them, write them on your bathroom mirror. But none of that means anything if you don't follow through. Goals without discipline are just wishes, ideas floating in your head with nowhere to land. But goals backed by discipline, that's where you build momentum. That's where the magic happens. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you're becoming. It's the bridge between the vision in your mind and the victory in your life. Every step you take, every repetition, every early morning, every time you say no to the easy thing and yes to the right thing, you're crossing that bridge. Now I know we live in a world that glorifies the quick win, the overnight success, the viral moment. But real growth, real transformation, it's not sexy, it's not flashy. It's the grind. It's the reps you put in when nobody's watching. It's waking up on a rainy Monday and still choosing to get after it. That's discipline. It's the part nobody sees, but everybody wants the results from. And let me tell you, discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being committed. You're gonna fall. You're gonna have off days. That's part of being human. But discipline says, I don't quit when it's hard. I don't quit when I'm tired. I show up anyway. The truth is, every time you push through resistance, every time you override that voice that says, skip today, you'll get back to it tomorrow, you build strength. Not just in your body or your craft, but in your character. And character is what carries you when talent runs dry. You might not be the fastest, you might not be the smartest, but if you're the one who doesn't stop showing up, you will win, because talent can give you a head start. But discipline wins the race. Every single time. And here's the real gift. Discipline doesn't just get you results, it gives you freedom. The freedom to choose your direction. The freedom to create your future instead of reacting to life. Most people think discipline is restrictive, but it's the opposite. Discipline is the ultimate liberator. It's what allows you to live by design, not by default. I know sometimes it feels like nobody's clapping for your effort. Like all the showing up and pushing through is going unnoticed. But hear me, you're not doing this for applause, you're doing it for alignment. You're doing it so your actions match your vision. And eventually those results will speak, loud and clear. So if you're standing at the edge of your goals right now, if you've got a vision burning in your heart, but haven't seen it come to life yet, don't give up. Build the bridge. Show up again. Lock in your discipline, not just once, but daily. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because that's where your future is being forged, in the quiet decisions you make when no one's watching, in the repetitions you commit to when no one's counting. That's the difference maker. That's what separates average from exceptional. That's what gets you to the other side. And in the end, discipline won't just take you to your goals. It'll take you beyond. So if you're ready to close the gap between where you are and where you know you're meant to be, don't wait for motivation, train your discipline. And then, get to work. You know what separates people who talk about change from those who actually create it.